Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and this is probably gonna be, or not probably, I'm planning for this to be the final video of 2024. And yeah, I'm in the financial district here in Manhattan. Yeah, they've got quite a bit of Christmas decorations, a lot of lights throughout, you know, a lot of holiday spirit, and it may be chilly out, but you know, all these lights and Christmas spirit, it's warming my heart, you might say. Sorry, I know that sounds cliche and kind of lame, but it is true. Like I think when you have all this holiday spirit, you know, it feels festive, and you know, it really helps make the weather more bearable, I think. But anyways, you know, this is gonna be the last video of 2024, so I felt like it would be a good idea to, you know, summarize everything that I ate this year, do like a year-end review, of the best 5 things I ate in 2024. You know, just trying a new kind of video topic, and if you guys like this, who knows, maybe this can even become like a yearly tradition here on UA Eats. Without further ado, let's just get into it. We'll start from the bottom, and you know, bottom to top. So, you know, kind of like the Bruce Lee Tower of Death, we're gonna start at the bottom and make our way to the top. Or no, I guess if we're going from 5th to 1st, I guess it's the opposite. Anyways, you catch what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. First of all, we're going to dive into honorable mentions, because, you know, I ate so many great things on this channel, you know, last year in 2024 that it's just almost impossible to narrow it down to 5. So I feel the need to include at least 2 honorable mentions. So our first honorable mention is going to be Walter's Hot Dogs in, what was that town called? I think it was Mamaroneck. But yeah, that was in I believe it was in Westchester. It was north of New York City, and that was like a 100-year-old hot dog stand. It was a really cool architecture of a building. The building had really cool architecture, really had like a Chinese pagoda style, and the reason why it's like that is because back during like the golden age of like highways and things like that, a lot of restaurants really went out to make their restaurants stand out, and the Chinese architecture of this building is actually so unique that it was preserved as a national landmark. But aside from the history, aside from the architecture, the food there, I mean, on this channel, like atmosphere, vibe, and everything is always going to be secondary. The most important thing is always going to be the food, and the food at that place. I think Walter's Hot Dogs there in Mamaroneck is my favorite hot dog, hands down. And there's lots of hot dogs that I like Rutt's Hut and you know, Boulevard Drinks and whatnot, but that place, Walter's Hot Dog, is my favorite. I really liked the filling. I liked the filling they have a great blend. It's a very pork flavor, you know. If you like pork, you're gonna love it, because like the pork flavor mixed with other spices and things like that, and the curing, it was just fantastic. Like, I really like when hot dog places split grill them. Shake Shack does that, actually. Shake Shack split grills their hot dogs, and Shake Shack actually has a pretty solid hot dog too. But at Walter's Hot Dog, they split grill it so that you get like more caramelization throughout, like not just on the outside of the sausage, you know, you get it on the outside and you get it on the inside. You get crispiness, crunchiness outside and inside the hot dog, and it's great. So Walter's Hot Dogs, if you like hot dogs and if you're able to make the trip, I definitely recommend you check it out. And then my second honorable mention is going to be, what was my second honorable mention? Oh, that's right. My second honorable mention is gonna be Sally's A-Beats. We ate at a few New Haven pizza joints, or New Haven A-Beats joints specifically. That's what they say there, A-Beats. Frank Pepe's was fantastic. Frank Pepe's, you know, the OG, the GOAT, but actually the spin-off from Frank Pepe's, Sally's A-Beats, I found to be, in my opinion, superior. Now, taste is always subjective, you know, like you ask like 5 people in New Haven, maybe 10 people in New Haven, what their favorite A-Beats place is, you'll get 5 or 10 different answers. But Sally's A-Beats, I just really liked it. I liked that, you know, Frank Pepe's, like, it kind of had like a thicker crust. I liked the crispy edges more because of the thicker crust. Sally's A-Beats, I liked the thinner crust, the taste of like the char, like the coal, like taste, like the coal-fired flavor. Specifically, I really liked the mozzarella pie. Like, I specifically really liked the mozzarella pie, even though the tomato sauce pie may have been the more traditional one. I thought Sally's, I liked the thinner crust, I liked like the more crispy texture of like the pie in general, and I liked like the coal-fired flavor, and yeah, I don't know, I mean, I could really see it either way for whether you like Frank Pepe's or or Sally's more, but I was a Sally's guy. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. Now moving on to our list, 5 through 1. So my 5th favorite place on the list, number 5, I'm gonna say Pastrami Grill Bistro in, I think, Garfield, New Jersey. Now, Pastrami Grill Bistro, up until this point, I have 2 places that I like the most for pastrami. One is, of course, Katz's Deli, and the other is Langer's Deli in LA. Both of those are excellent, and they're kind of different in style, but like it really kind of comes down to, your personal preference, but they're both excellent. There is now a contender for that top 2, top 3, and I'm gonna say Pastrami Grill Bistro. Now, Pastrami Grill Bistro is out in like a random town in suburban New Jersey. On the outside, it may not look like much. On the outside, it may just look like, like your typical strip mall, suburban restaurant, but go inside, order food, and you will see that the food there is phenomenal. Like, I don't know, like it's really, really close to Katz's Deli quality. I would say it's like 90% as good as Katz's, and I could even potentially see it being better than Katz's, like depending on your taste. And unlike Katz's, the price is way more reasonable. When I went, it used to be way cheaper, but the price has since gone up quite a bit, but it's still way cheaper than Katz's. And then just like Katz's, you get a huge portion. Just like Katz's, they hand slice the pastrami in front of you, and when they're hand slicing it instead of machine slicing it paper thin, that's how you know that they really, really feel confidently about the tenderness and the, juiciness of their pastrami, that they're willing to hand slice it and have it be thicker cut and have it be, not as evenly sliced. So if you're able to make the trip, or if you're in that, North Jersey area, hit up Pastrami Grill and Bistro. If you like Jewish deli food, I promise you will like it. And then next up on the list, in Vegas, a little bit off the Vegas Strip, Golden Steer Steakhouse. Golden Steer Steakhouse, it's where like a lot of big names would eat there, while they're in Vegas, performing, maybe before or after shows. And when I'm talking big names, I'm talking like big shots. I'm talking like, people that you've definitely heard of. I'm talking like Elvis, I'm talking Frank Sinatra, I'm talking Dean Martin. They would go to this place to get steak, while they're in Vegas. And honestly, like, I can definitely see why after I ate there, because it was just fantastic. Like, it was, New York is already a great place for steaks, but that place is like, definitely one of the best steakhouses I've ever eaten at. And yeah, no, fantastic. I actually found that the ribeye was good, but it was a little bit too buttery, I thought. And like literally, like they put too much butter on it. But the filet mignon, I think to date is the best one I've had. Like, it's just tender and like just unbelievably tender, and also there was some aged flavor within it too. Like, it wasn't just like a blank, tender piece of nothing in terms of the beef. So Golden Steer Steakhouse for me, definitely number 4. If you're in Vegas, you gotta eat there. Number 3, Numero Tres. So for number 3, a place that I ate at kind of more recently on this channel, towards the end of the year. But number 3, I'm gonna say Dafara Pizza. It was quite a trip for me. Okay, I can't really call it a trip when, the place that I mentioned before was Vegas, like literally like across the country. So all right, so I'm not gonna say it was too far, but it was a little bit deeper into Brooklyn than I typically travel. It was in Midwood, Brooklyn. It was, farther away from New Jersey. The joke I told was, and I rode the far away and couldn't get away. Boom, 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 boom. But anyways, Dafara Pizza totally lived up to the hype. Like, people have been saying Dafara Pizza is like one of the best pizza joints for decades, and not just like locals, not just tourists, like some big shots like Anthony Bourdain, Dave Portnoy from One Bite. They all said that this is like one of the best, if not the best pizza place they've eaten at. Like, Portnoy specifically gave it a 9.4, which he almost never does. I think that's like the second best score he's ever given, besides like the one perfect score he gave. But it was fantastic. I will say that not all of their slices were great. I thought some of the slices, some of them were less good than others. Like, one was quite floppy from too much grease. The other was, just way too much stuff going on. But the cheese slice, like the regular slice there, their plain slice was literally a perfect slice of pizza. Like, like to this day, I have not had a better slice of pizza in my whole life. And it was worth the trip. It was worth like a special pilgrimage. Yeah, if you're a pizza enthusiast and you're willing to go out of your way to get great pizza, like to get the best Brooklyn pizza, if not the best pizza in New York, if not the best pizza you're ever gonna have. In my opinion, I'm obviously just, taste is subjective, so I'm not gonna say my opinion is like gospel, but I can pretty much promise that if you get the regular slice there, You're gonna like it. And now moving on to the list, we got number 2, numero dos. The second best thing I would say that I ate, you know we're gonna have another steakhouse on this list, Empire Steakhouse. Now, Empire Steakhouse is a place that I've walked by many times. It's another member of the Peter Luger tree, you might say. Like a bunch of other restaurants that kind of branched off of Peter Luger, you know, like Benjamin Steakhouse, Wolfgang's. I think St. Anselm's is actually related to Peter Luger also. Empire Steakhouse, so far for me, is my favorite. Like, it's similar to Peter Luger in that, you know, they serve you food sizzling in a hot plate, but I don't know, for me, Empire Steakhouse, to date, it might have been the best steak I've ever had. Like, just that incredible sear, medium rare, okay, maybe a little bit rare in some places, but it was just amazing, and like, the steak was buttery, the butter they added dimension too, the aged flavor was strong. Did I mention the sear, like the crispy sear? I probably did. The flavor of the beef itself. Empire Steakhouse, guys. I mean, I've eaten at so many great steakhouses on this channel, you know, whether it's Gallagher's or Keen's or St. Anselm's or whatnot, but so far for me, Empire Steakhouse is the place to be. The apprentice has surpassed the master at this point, so Empire Steakhouse, it's legit. And then lastly, and definitely not least, I mean the opposite of least, like last but best, you might say. Number 1, the best place that I would say that I have eaten at in 2024, flew to London, you know, pretty much just to review this place. I reviewed other places while there, but really, to be honest, the trip was primarily to review this spot because many of you guys had asked for it for a while. But number 1, a place that smashingly lived up to the hype, the 3 Michelin star restaurant Gordon Ramsay. The angry British man, well, specifically the angry Scot. He's probably the most famous person in the whole world at this point. Or, you know, at least up there, like probably top 5 or 10 or something, but he's so hyped up, like he's so famous, and then like, you know, like he's not exactly a modest guy, like he's always like, you know, pumping himself up, and you know, his fans are super diehard about him. So eating at his best restaurant, the restaurant that made him famous, like how could I not have high expectations, you know? Like my expectations were sky high. Before this trip, I had eaten at his other restaurants, like his more like casual chains, like Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips, Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill, where else? I even ate at like his airport restaurant in Hong Kong. The food at like his casual restaurants is all pretty good. I mean, I would say it's overpriced for sure, but the taste is good. Well, except for the Hong Kong airport restaurant. That was just not good at all. Sorry, Gordon. But restaurant Gordon Ramsay, the 3 Michelin star place, okay, it was very expensive. I felt like it was probably kind of overpriced, but you get what you pay for to a large extent. The food was fantastic. I mean, it was definitely one of the best meals of my whole life, and everything was good. The only thing that was probably less good was the steak, like, but it was still good. It just, you know, wasn't really how I prefer my steaks to be. But the ratatouille there was just fantastic. Like, it was just, the ratatouille was one of the best vegetarian foods I've ever had in my whole life. Like, I really mean that. Like, it was incredible. It just had such strong, like, savory flavor, and you could taste each individual vegetable, but, you know, they still work together. It just tasted so fresh and vibrant, and it looked great. It was just wonderful, and everything else I ate too was great. Like, it was beautiful, it tasted great. I mean, appearance to me is one thing, but I tend to care most about how things taste. The restaurant just incredibly lived up to the hype, and for me, like, it was for sure the best thing I ate in 2024, and one of the best things, that restaurant, one of the best meals I've had in my whole life. What's also cool about 2024 is that, I don't know if you guys saw it in my community post, but the Daily Mail even, like, you know, they even reached out and, you know, they wrote an article about my review of restaurant Gordon Ramsay. So yeah, I guess in England they found it a noteworthy review as well, but guys, it was fantastic, and you know on this channel that I'm always willing to be honest with y'all. I'm always willing to, you know, say it as it is if I felt like a place is overhyped or overrated. But at restaurant Gordon Ramsay, I came in with sky high expectations. I was ready to be honest that I didn't like it. I had nothing but good things to say about it, and that was the best thing that I ate in 2024. So anyways, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. It's freezing AF outside. It's I'm losing like feeling in my hand from holding the phone up. So hey guys, so yeah, that was originally going to be the end of the video, you know, just kind of like, hey, I'm going to get out of the cold now, and you know, everyone happy new year and a happy rest of 2024, something along those lines. But I figured that, you know, ending 2024 and entering 2025, entering the new year, I just felt like this would be a good time to announce that I've decided to set up a Patreon. And you know, a lot of people have been asking for this for a while. Like a lot of people have been asking like, hey, are you planning to set up a Patreon? Are you gonna get Patreon so that, you know, we can contribute, we can, you know, help support the channel a little bit? And yeah, to be honest, I've kind of been holding off on it. I've kind of been leery about it for a while because, you know, what I told them was that I kind of felt bad doing that. Like I kind of felt weird doing that. Like I felt like I was kind of like asking for money, but they would always tell me that like, no, don't think of it that way. They said, think of it more like tips, you know, think of it more like tips. And yeah, you know, for like over a year, I've kind of really been hesitant, like more than a year, but you know, I've given it some thought and I've obliged. So, you know, hopefully I've been really upfront on this channel. Like I've been very transparent about the fact that on this channel, I'm paying for everything. I'm paying for everything out of pocket. You know, that's a big reason why I show the interactions of me with the wait staff, you know, to show that I'm ordering food and, you know, like to show that I'm not getting any special treatment or anything. But yeah, I mean, if you want any more evidence for that, you know, first of all, I'm just gonna say that, yeah, everything on this channel is being paid for me out of pocket. And you know, there are other YouTube channels where, you know, it's kind of unclear and it kind of makes you wonder if they're getting comped or if they're collaborating with the restaurant or anything. But on this channel, like it's just me, an everyday person, just showing up to restaurants with my phone and a mic, you know, and just filming myself eat. And yeah, everything that I pay for on this channel, everything that I eat is being paid for out of pocket. And yeah, if you need some more evidence for that, let me just show you real quick. So yeah, inside this binder are all my receipts from this year, like everything, you know, everything that I have eaten this year, I've collected all the receipts. I know occasionally on this channel, a restaurant will occasionally throw in like a free app or something, but you know, it's usually just every once in a while and just like one dish really. And you know, I'm always transparent. You know, I tend to try to show, I try to record when they're giving it to me. And I also am always transparent when I'm getting it for free. But as you can see here, yeah, I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket. And yeah, just to show you some examples, you know, some restaurants are definitely more expensive than others, but yeah, I just want to show you a few examples. But yeah, just showing you, this is the receipt, for example, from Amber Steakhouse. And you know, I'm blocking some parts that might be sensitive information, but yeah, as you can see, my bill at Amber Steakhouse was well over $100, quite expensive. And just showing you this bill that I have from Beef Bar, when I reviewed Beef Bar, another steakhouse. You know, I do a lot of steakhouse reviews because you guys love them, and I'm paying for all of them out of pocket. So as you can see, yeah, my bill at Beef Bar, you know, not including tip, $158. And yeah, after tip, yeah, it was you know, pretty much almost $200. So, you know, it's definitely a high cost running this channel. And, you know, the way this channel works is that, you know, I get some comments saying like, oh, you know, like UA is just some entitled rich kid. No, it couldn't be further from the truth. I did not grow up rich at all. And yeah, I mean, basically the way it works being a YouTuber is that you, the way it works is that you make videos. And then in my case, you know, lucky for all the people who can make free videos, but in my case, I need to spend money reviewing these restaurants, and then, you know, you just, you hope the video does well, and that, you know, if the video does well, then you make a profit. That's pretty much how it works. You know, that's how I'm able to be a full-time YouTuber. But as you can see, it's not cheap running this channel, and you know, like I enjoy it, I love doing it, but yeah, it's definitely not cheap, and it's a lot of out-of-pocket costs. And if I'm lucky enough and I'm filming stuff in New York or New Jersey and it's not too far, then that's not too bad. But you know, especially when I travel for the channel, like when I, you know, go to Vegas or the UK, and the UK trip was entirely for the channel. The Vegas trip too was entirely for the channel. So in those cases, yeah, I'm paying the travel costs, like the flights, the hotels and Airbnbs. I'm paying all that. Same with the Toronto trip. That was also only for the channel. The Toronto trip, I'm paying for all that completely out of pocket. Yeah, so that's why I've decided to, you know, announce this Patreon. If you wanna, you know, if you wanna contribute and help support the channel. If we get, like, for example, just maybe like just 60 or 70 patrons signed up for the lower tier, then yeah, that would just offset, you know, that would help offset just one steakhouse review per month. and it would really help out. So yeah, right now we got 2 tiers, both of them pretty affordable. One just $2, the other $5. So you know, just gonna start small. If people want more tiers in the future, then yeah, maybe we can think about that in the future. I'll you know, play it by ear. But you know, it's kind of like I said, I kind of feel bad asking for money from people. So I don't really want to ask for too much. So other people told me, oh, you got to have lots of tiers. You got to have like, you know, like 7, 8, 10 tiers or something. But you know, I'm just gonna do 2. You know, I think I want to do 2 tiers that are pretty affordable, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. So anyways, if you are interested in becoming a patron, you're interested in supporting the channel, yeah, I dropped the link to it in the comments. It's pinned in the comments, and it's also in the description, and yeah, it's also right here. So yeah, and if not, totally no biggie, totally understand, so no pressure at all. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video, last video of 2024, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about these summary videos, like these, you know, best of 2024. Let me know if you think next year I should do a best of 2025 video. And yeah, if you guys like this, then maybe this can be like an annual tradition on UA Eats. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about my list. Let me know if you agree with my top 5 and my 2 honorable mentions, and if you disagree with any of them, or if you feel like you disagree with the ordering, or you know, maybe you feel like someone was snubbed or something. Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. And everyone, guys, have a happy new year. Enjoy the rest of 2024 and have a great 2025. And I can't wait to make more vids for you guys next year. So until next time, I'll see you later.